I can't breathe. 3 words. 3 words uttered in Eric Garner's, George Floyd's, and countless others' final moments as they try and reach out for someone, anyone to help them. But they are trapped under the restraint of police brutality, the restraint of the thought that they are the next statistic, that they will have their name in the news next to the words, "in remembrance of." I can't breathe. As a young 15-year-old African-American female living in the United States today, how do I assure myself that I won't be next? Tamir Rice was 3 years younger than me, Trayvon Martin 2 years older. They didn't think they would ever experience anything as brutal as murder in their young lives, but they did. Interesting how they were killed almost immediately, with one glance taken at their skin color. Antwon Rose, African American, an honor roll student and community volunteer, deceased. Stillman Douglas High School shooter, Caucasian, a known history of xenophobic comments, owned weapons, and anger management issues, alive. Interesting how a skin color can part in a person's history and dictate whether a person lives or dies. I can't breathe. A phrase with more meaning than how it comes across. It literally relates to the fact of, when someone's means of breathing is trapped, they cannot breathe. As I sit here typing with no respiratory problems whatsoever, I realize that I truly cannot breathe. I can't breathe in a country that doesn't allow me or any other African American person to. I can't breathe knowing that I will constantly have to fear for my life every time I step outside. I can't breathe with the knowledge that it could have easily been my father or mother or brother in the same situations as Eric Garner, Philando Castile, Nia Wilson, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, Ahmaud Arbery, Antwon Rose, Tamir Rice, Breonna Taylor, Steve Taylor, Cameron Lamb, Tatiana Jefferson, Jordan Edwards, Mike Brown, and now George Floyd. Do the number of names on this list shock, sadden, or anger you? Good. It should. And that list above isn't even close to its true length. These people were more than just names and skin colors. They were people. Mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, nephews, nieces, and so on. People above all else. Yet suddenly, all that is taken away when a sight of their skin color is taken. I am a daughter, a niece, a friend, a sister-in-law, an honor roll student, and an artist. Do you think any of that will matter once I am on my knees crying, pleading, and begging not to be shot, screaming, "I just want to go home"? I don't. Also, take notice of my choice of words. I didn't say if I'm on my knees. I said once. Interesting, isn't it? I can't breathe. And now a discussion of the All Lives Matter movement. If you associate with me and have this belief, then that's fine. But let me ask you, if there were 9 children in a playground, but one got hurt, would it be the case of, let's attend to all of the children, or prioritize attending to that child that got hurt, since he is obviously in pain? Now, if you are going to make the aggressive arguments for All Lives Matter and against Black Lives Matter with me, then I'm sorry, but that claim is ignorant. It is painfully ignorant. The movement is not called Only Black Lives Matter and no one else's does. It is aptly titled Black Lives Matter because in our current society, Black lives are treated as if they don't. The purpose of Black Lives Matter is not to undermine the fact that all lives matter. If anything, the All Lives Matter movement was created to directly undermine the Black Lives Matter movement in an attempt to derail the attention the BLM movement is making towards systemic injustice. By making the claim All Lives Matter, that is taking away all of the protests made for Black lives to matter in the first place. Yes, all lives do matter, but never will the conversation ever be switched to All Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter more. All lives will matter when Black lives start to. I can't breathe.